What tips would you give us as we've never filmed sport before?
I think the main tip is with the zoom, don't go too close into the football. In terms of, obviously the football can move quite quickly around the pitch, and if you're too close to it, you just get a blurry video all the way around the pitch. And obviously you don't be too wide out, but enough so you can see what's happening, but without just getting too distracted by following the ball around the whole pitch.
What key things should we watch out for that can easily go wrong?
Again, obviously with the football, it moves around quite a lot across the pitch, so you want to be careful that you're not just concentrating entirely on where the football is. So sometimes it's quite easy to get distracted if you're filming down here to look up and watch the game and realise that you've stopped following it around. At the same time, obviously, depending on the level you're at, I'm sort of more used to sort of non-league ground, so you've got to be careful of where fans are going to stand and whether they're in the way or whether you need to get to a certain place. Obviously, the further up, the better grounds that you go to, you get given a place, and this is where you're going to film, and it's a lot easier to make sure no one's in the way.
What type of shots would you recommend for us to use?
I think it depends on how sort of dynamic you want the piece to look. The closer you go to pitch level, the more sort of action type shots you're going to get of players running past the camera and getting people striking the football and stuff. Whereas if you were just looking for like a football highlights type video, you'd be further up into the stands and you get a better downward look on it. But I'd say for the sort of shots you want, there's just sort of cutaways, you'd like be pitch level just to get people running past with the ball and stuff.
We want to make our footage as professional as possible. What advice would you give us?
I would say first off, once you're there, do some test footage, whether that's just with them training before the game starts. Look back at it. If you get a chance to put it onto a computer as well, then look back at it that way, and you can just check that everything looks alright and the settings are right. Once the game actually starts, like I say, just make sure that you've got in your head sort of an idea of what shot you want before it comes to it. Obviously, in terms of sport, anything can happen, and you've got to make sure that you're prepared for something happening that you weren't expecting. But obviously, it's a case of being flexible in terms of not being too like, oh, I want to get this, but actually if something's happening right in front of you, that's it could look better. So actually, you can just move around and film whichever bit is happening at the time, rather than concentrating on what you've got in your head of what you want to film.
Whereabouts on the ground would you say the best places to film?
I'd say for the dynamic sort of shots that you want, pitch level will be the best, because you'd get people running past the camera, you'd get the right sort of the action shots of them sort of running out of the camera, depending on where you're filming, which around the pitch where you're filming from. And obviously the higher up into a stand that you go, the more it looks like a FIFA match of the day style highlights type camera, which in terms of if you're looking for highlights of here's a goal, then that looks great. But I think in terms of if you want cutaways for in between shots, then actually the closer you are to the action, the better it's going to look, because you're just going to have a snippet of that's what you get, rather than having to struggle to watch what you're going to see. I think.